Chapter 2, Part 3. The Echo of Every Word. Examples and case studies of common negative phrases and their hidden impacts. Our everyday language is like a background hum, so familiar, so routine, we barely notice what we're saying. Yet beneath this hum lies a powerful force. Words, especially emotionally charged ones, are not harmless expressions. They're frequencies, emotional signals, and sometimes spiritual weapons. Let's explore how some of the most commonly used negative phrases shape our emotional and mental health, strain relationships, and even corrode our spiritual well-being, often without us realizing it. Case study 1. God damn it, the spiritual echo of condemnation. Jacob, a 44-year-old contractor from Texas, had always been a man of strong faith. He prayed daily, went to church on Sundays, and spoke of the importance of grace and compassion. But he also had a short fuse. When his tools jammed or a job went wrong, his go-to phrase was, "God damn it," after with an exclamation point. He said it so often that it stopped registering as anything other than a grunt of frustration. But over time, he noticed something shifting, not just in his work, but in his spirit. He felt less patient, more irritable. His relationship with his crew became strained. His teenage son began using the phrase too, especially during arguments. In a quiet moment, Jacob reflected on the meaning of his words. God damn it, what was he really asking for? Divine condemnation? A curse on the very moment, tool, or situation he was trying to fix? It dawned on him that every time he said those words, he was not just expressing anger, he was invoking spiritual destruction. Jacob began replacing the phrase with God bless this mess, or even just taking a breath before reacting. Within weeks, he noticed a visible shift. His workdays felt smoother. His son's language changed too. His emotional baseline returned to something calmer. He felt more aligned with his beliefs, not just on Sunday, but in the grid of everyday life. Lesson. The phrase God damn it doesn't just release frustration, it reinforces spiritual division and hostility. When we invoke with our words, what we invoke with our words becomes part of our inner landscape. Case 2. I hate this. Emotional programming in children. Maria, a single mother of 2, worked long hours and often became exhausted. She didn't mean to be short-tempered, but stress got the better of her. When bills piled up or plans fell through, her go-to phrase became, I hate this. It started small. I hate traffic. I hate this job. I hate laundry. But over time, her children began repeating the phrase, not just about chores, but about school, friends, even themselves. Her 10-year-old daughter said one day, I hate my hair, and later, I hate me. She realized her words weren't just venting mechanisms, they were emotional programs being installed in the minds of her children. They were learning to define their lives through negativity, not because she told them to, but because her words taught them what life felt like. Maria began the slow work of changing her language. Instead of I hate this, she tried phrases like, this is hard, but I'll get through it, or I'm overwhelmed, but I'm okay. Her kids followed suit. They began to express frustration without falling into emotional despair. The atmosphere in the home lightened. Lesson. I hate doesn't just release steam. It shapes the emotional tone of the household. Children learn what life feels like through the words we choose when things go wrong. Yeah. Case study 3. I am so stupid. Internalized shame and self-worth. This is something kids say a lot. I hear it. Yeah. I used to work at a learning center, and this is something that a lot of kids say. Tina, a bright and capable graphic designer, had a habit of calling herself stupid whenever she made a mistake. Sent the wrong file. I'm so stupid. Forgot a meeting. Why am I such an idiot? It became her reflex, a way to take responsibility quickly and self-deprecate before anyone else could criticize her. At first, no one thought much of it, but over the years, Tina began developing symptoms of anxiety, second-guessing her work, fearing judgment, and losing confidence. Her manager, impressed by her creativity, gave her a glowing feedback, but Tina never believed it. In her own words, I always feel like I'm faking it, like I'm not as smart as people think. During therapy, her counselor pointed out that her self-talk was a form of emotional self-abuse. Though it seemed harmless on the surface, calling herself stupid had trained her brain to expect incompetence and shame. It was not just a reaction, it was a mantra. She began a daily practice of reversing the phrase. Every time she caught herself saying, "I'm so stupid," she paused and replaced it with, "I made a mistake, but I'm learning." The shift was slow but powerful. Over time, her confidence improved, and so did her emotional health. Lesson: words directed inward are still spells. Self-deprecation can become a self-fulfilling prophecy that damages emotional and mental well-being.